I got the bloodlust. Me too. I want to kill. Let's kill.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to The Bloodlust. This is your go-to podcast for classy broads talking horror since 2014. This is episode 282 of the program. Tonight we are talking about The Rule of Jenny Penn, a horror film from earlier this year, starring some great older actors. My name is Amy. I am your fearless leader. I am joined this time, like always, by my lovely and talented co-host and life partner.
Okay. Never have I ever been called your life partner before. Oh, wow. I
always
hate it.
hated, yeah.
I hate it.
I've always hated
Don't
partner.
do it again,
Yeah,
okay?
I won't. Sorry.
Life partner.
Welcome.
Hi, I'm Kay. I'm here. I hate that.
I don't know what came over me. I'm terribly sorry. Kay was trying to tell me that it's already autumn yesterday.
It's
and
August.
My feelings were deeply hurt. It's the beginning of August. It's still the summer.
Basically time for some pumpkin spice latte.
Labor Day starts at the end of this month, and that's the beginning of autumn.
I'm pretty sure it's the beginning of September, because it's usually... It sometimes falls on my brother's birthday, which is September 7th. Because that was always, like, the time we went back to school.
Yeah.
And sometimes it would be on my brother's birthday.
Poor son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Shout out to Fish.
So listeners, you know that lately, instead of doing a roundtable question, which was the old standard for the podcast, because of the addition of Kay as co-host, with their no horror movie knowledge having ass,
Yeah.
we've been doing horror homework as our intro segment.
Horror homework having ass.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Kay told me sometimes since the last podcast, that they think they like old movies.
I will tell you that the three that we're talking about today was a... Well, I was gonna try to use a sports term, but I couldn't think of it in my head because I'm not...
Trifecta?
I was gonna say a grand slam. That's what it is, when the bases are loaded and then you all go around. Yeah. All three of them, loved them.
That's awesome. All right.
Sports.
A hat trick. That's another one.
A hat trick.
I don't know what it means.
I think
but
that's
it's when you
basketball?
I don't know.
Well,
this isn't a sports podcast, thank God.
That's all we got.
So we watched two movies this time from 1973. As a matter of fact, both of these movies were released together. They were The Wicker Man, I think maybe it was finished first, but was drastically cut in a bunch of places because of conflicts that the filmmaker had with the studio, and it was packaged and released as being the second movie in a double feature with Don't Look Now. So those are the two movies we're talking about this time. Don't Look Now, directed by Nicholas Roeg, and The Wicker Man, directed by Robin Hardy. Both classic movies.
And one day we'll get to Blackula. I know that we've said it for 7 episodes in a row.
I just know you're not going to like it that much because it's more... I think it's great, but I just don't think you're going to like it as much, so I've been prioritizing things I thought you were going to like.
And you've done it. You've really done it.
But next we are going to do Blackula.
Okay. Bated breath.
But let's get talking about these. First of all, Don't Look Now is available currently on Canopy with the K, the library app. And The Wicker Man is available on Amazon Prime and also Canopy. I will say, the version that we watched on Canopy of The Wicker Man was very perplexing to us when we first watched it.
Did you ever go back and read that title page?
What?
You know how it warned us that it said that, like, it was remastered, whatever, but...
I read about it.
Okay.
And what I found out was that the negatives and the outtakes from this movie were lost and eventually destroyed. And so 2019, Channel 4 in the UK produced this final cut version. and they're restored scans of the negatives of the surviving version. So they were kind of taken and assembled with the stuff that was... So there's a lot of stuff in the movie. There's like 3 different picture qualities in the version that we saw, the version that's available on Canopy. And I think it is like, it's the director's cut version, so it has all the pieces that the studio cut out. But the pieces that the studio cut out, there wasn't a good version of them available, so they look like garbage.
Trash.
So it's really weird to watch, like especially during like the initial title sequences and stuff, they use this shitty old version, and it'll just go back and forth between different versions of the movie.
Yeah, halfway through the movie, we were like, I wish they didn't remaster it at all. I'd rather it be the crappy version so that it wasn't so jarring when it would go from one scene to the next and just be like, eh.
Right. So Wicker Man is a folk horror movie. It's kind of about a detective who gets a letter, who is on the mainland, and this is supposed to take place in Scotland, right? Even though it's an all-British cast. I think it's supposed to take place in Scotland, and there's this island off of there.
They're on their own island.
And it's this weird pagan population led by Christopher Lee, the classic Hammer horror film actor. And they... The cop is there looking for a missing girl, but he is very uptight, very religious, very conservative, and everything in this town just throws him for a loop.
Very Christian religious. The town itself is very religious
you're
as
right.
well.
They're just pagan.
Yeah.
So there's all these conflicts between this uptight guy and these villagers who laugh in his face and just toy with him the whole time.
What does the maypole stand for?
The phallus!
That's right, it's a penis.
So what did you think about The Wicker Man, babe?
Oh my god, I would move to that island tomorrow.
I know.
Please, let me do some naked dancing, just, worship the earth and make sacrifices to the wind and the rain and give us the harvest. Oh, God, I loved it. I loved all of it so much.
I'm so glad.
I want to live there.
Did you like all of the musical aspects of it?
Yeah.
I thought you would.
I did. I liked the little Pied Piper of it all. They all went for the festival. They all went through town in little costumes, and they all danced, and they sang. It was lovely.
And there's like the nude dancing sequence with the lady who's trying to seduce him in the next room and stuff.
Also, oh yeah, that was a good one. And also all the girls dancing around the fire, and he's just like, they're dancing naked. And they're just like, well, you wouldn't jump over the fire in clothes. You'd catch on fire. It's a fertility ritual, of course. And like, just everyone talking down to him. I loved it so much. Just because they're not your beliefs don't mean they're wrong.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
They toy with him the whole time, which I really enjoy. And it's something that you don't exactly get the first time you watch it, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
But once you see it again, you get to enjoy all the little ways that they're making fun of him. And you can tell even in his hometown, they make fun of him for being uptight.
Yeah. I really like the way that it was confusing the whole time, because you're trying to follow the thread and you're like, wait, but this townsperson is saying something completely opposite of this townsperson.
Right.
Like, he's just trying to find this missing girl, and everyone's like, yeah, we burned her. And then the next person's like, she's not dead. The next person's like, there was never any girl with
we don't
that
know
name.
her. Right.
Oh, it's a small island. Of course we would know her.
Right.
And just like everyone has a different story, and then eventually you find out, because it doesn't matter what the townspeople say. It doesn't matter.
And what did you think of the ending? The way that it looked and stuff?
Yeah, I just, the whole thing, I just loved it. I loved the little girl, the little missing girl. She was a really good actor.
Being so excited that she led him. Yeah.
Did I do a good job?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I loved the creepy, like, town mayor. I could see him definitely being in those villain movies.
Oh, heck yeah.
Well, fucking
He plays
creep.
a bad guy in the Lord of the Rings movies as well.
Yeah.
Very iconic British actor. What would you rate The Wicker Man?
It's 4.5. Loved it. Loved it.
Me too. That's what I would rate it as well. Evidently, part of the reason they didn't like the movie was because of the ending. They thought it was too dark. They wanted to have the cop get rescued.
No.
I know.
Fuck him.
I think that's what makes it so iconic.
Yeah.
Personally. And the visuals of that Wicker Man are so cool. Even though the pagan stuff that they reference in the movie it's from all kinds of different cultures. They don't have like a real one that they're taking it from. It's not all like Gaelic or anything like, or Druidic or anything like that. It's just kind of a hodgepodge that the filmmakers made up.
I mean, that could have been intentional too because of the time period, not to have like kids go into looking into this specific religion. It's just like,
It could have also been intentional because it seemed to be a religion that like Christopher Lee, Lord Summerisle's like grandfather or whatever,
right. He made it up with. Yeah.
So maybe he cobbled it together from a bunch of different things. You know?
What is religion but just stealing from other religions?
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then, added to by whatever the hell some guy makes up.
And then claiming that you're the prophet.
Yeah. Something else funny about the Wicker Man that I didn't know before I put the outline together for this is that it takes place in summer or spring when everything's very fertile and everything's beautiful and the island is pretty. It seems very lush and tropical and stuff. Well, it was filmed in October and it was cold and miserable there, and evidently all the blossoms and the flowers were glued on.
What a props master.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God, they really had their work cut out for them.
And in order to not have their breath showing in scenes because of the cold, they had to suck on ice cubes in between takes so that their breath
chilled. Yeah. Wow.
Evidently it was a miserable filming.
Yeah, everyone had to be naked most of the time.
Yeah, and Britt Eklund, who played the landlord's daughter, who they have a great song about and who sings one of the songs, she was very pissed about the movie because she only wanted to be topless in the nude scene. She didn't want to do below the waist nudity. And so they used a body double without telling her. And she was really upset about it.
I don't know how I feel about that. Like you set your parameters and they listened to it.
I think she wasn't happy because she didn't like the body they used, is what it kind of sounded like to me.
Well, then you should have shown your own.
I think she was pregnant at the time, too, which probably makes it weird. I'm so glad you like The Wicker Man.
Yeah.
I love folk horror and paganism and cult stuff.
Yeah.
And I think this is a great classic.
I would join that cult. I'd help make that Wicker Man.
Although it does disturb me seeing all the animals in there.
I knew they were coming.
I didn't like that. It makes me sad.
I thought it was very interesting that they put the animals in the head. Just like that.
Because that's the last thing that's going to burn. That's awful.
Well, also, it's very top heavy. Like the legs were very small. And then they have all of the animals on top and then a human in the middle. You'd think it would fall over very quickly.
I read that the goat that was above the actor who plays the policeman's head was scared and he peed on him.
Well, I love that as well.
Yeah.
This is spooky scared.
Moving on to Don't Look Now. Directed by Nicholas Roeg. This is probably one of my, if not in my top 5, it's in my top 10 favorite movies. So I was nervous about showing this to you.
Because I fell asleep the first time.
Yes.
Let it go.
This one's it takes place in Venice. And it is about a married couple played by Donald Sutherland and Julie Christie in the height of their 70s fabulousness, whose daughter dies at the beginning of the movie in a drowning. And they go to Venice because I think they both work restoring cathedrals, restoring old churches. I'm not positive, but
I think it's just
him. You think it's just him?
Yeah, she was mostly just filling her time while she was there.
Well, I think she was just not capable of working because of her grief. I don't know. Anyway, possibly just him. So they go to restore this church. Mm-hmm. And while they're there, they meet up with these sisters, one of whom is blind, and psychic. And the sister...
Second sight, thank you.
Yeah. she says that she can see their daughter and that their daughter is trying to warn them that they're in danger. And the wife wants to believe it. The husband doesn't. The husband is also, it turns out, a little bit psychic, or has second sight.
Second-sighted as well.
That's right. The movie is kind of surreal and is known for its expert editing, which really goes a long way into showing you the mood and I don't know, what's going on in the movie.
Yeah.
Giving you a better idea through its editing. What did you think?
Was I distracted by the fixing of the building? Yes, of course I was. Do I want to know what they did with the whole adhesive situation? Because the air had too much acidity to it, and the adhesive for the mosaic wasn't going to stick. Not even a plot point. Like, literally just a sentence in the movie. And I was like, what are they going to do about that?
Babe is in construction, listeners, if you did not know that.
Anyhow, but yes, I loved it and hated it at the same time, mostly just because of nobody caring. Like, they went to the detectives and she was trying to describe the women, and then he goes on this crazy monologue about how as women age, they all kind of just look like each other.
Yeah.
And so how would they ever find these sisters? Because they all look the same. Like, if you're, to be fair, like, yeah, as people age, the collagen is not as tight, the fucking gravity, of course, you know, your faces change, and because of wrinkles and things like that, then yeah, I guess technically everyone starts to kind of look the same. But he wasn't saying that. He was saying the women do.
Yeah.
And the men still get more distinguished, of course. But of course.
Sounds like a typical Italian to me.
Oh my God. Anyways, but yeah, it's just the othering of the fact that this woman was also blind and no space was made for her. She was in like a 7th-floor walk-up. Just poor thing.
And then they kept her in a police cell all day.
Yeah, she didn't know the room. She didn't know the echoes.
But there is kind of some uncertainty as to whether those women do have their best interests at heart or not. They show them a couple times where they kind of make you wonder.
Yeah.
Like them laughing together for no reason. Why did they show that? Just to give you a little doubt?
Or maybe they're just sisters having a good time. Just sisters. Yeah, I liked that they gave the husband second sight. I like that he just knew that his daughter was drowning.
I love that opening scene. I've always thought that this movie was really, really well made. But just in that opening scene, I think they do so much to set up the whole movie. As far as like predestination and stuff, which is kind of the whole theme of the movie. You know, the way that they intercut similar things that mom and dad are doing with the things the kids are doing outside. Right. And then him knocking over that glass and it spilling and it has its counterpart with what the kids are doing. I just think it's so well done.
I also liked when they were showing his second sight, but it was kind of intentionally confusing the audience because you see his wife on that boat and like later you realize, oh, that's actually his funeral procession.
That's right.
But he thinks it's his wife and he's very confused.
Which starts the whole thing with the police.
Right. Why she's even in the country because she was supposed to be checking on their son and what is even happening. Yeah. Starts the unwinding of it all. Yeah.
What did you think about the climax of the movie?
Finding the little girl in the... Yeah.
How did that read to you? I mean, that, as I told you... In
2025? Or...
Right. When I was a little kid, that scared me so bad that I had a panic attack and had to be taken out of the room.
Well, I think it's interesting that there wasn't any other jump scares in the movie.
Not a bit. It's more about atmosphere. All those scenes of him walking through Venice when it's empty and dark and creepy, all those little alleyways and stuff.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I clocked something about her gait.
Immediately, as soon as they showed her running, you were like,
Right.
that's not a child.
Yeah. And also, she wasn't in the same outfit as the little girl because she had little red tights on, and the older woman had like tan pants or something like that. So I knew that it was not going to be the little girl. But yeah, I didn't expect a little creepy face coming out.
Did it scare you?
I mean, startled, but I'm also not a child, so
Okay. Yeah, I can't.
I didn't have a panic attack.
I can't watch that with fresh eyes because it was burned into my psyche, so I don't really know how other people experience it.
Yeah.
But that was a movie that I remember not, I don't know, probably like, I was probably like
Far too young.
5 or so when I saw this, and I probably watched it like 10 years later. I was aware of which movie it was, and it was kind of like a cursed object for me. You know, it once I rented it again, I was really scared waiting for that moment, you know. It was kind of a thing where I tested myself by watching it again.
How did she, at that height, get him in the neck?
Yeah, he's very
Answer
tall.
me.
He's very tall, and she was 4 feet tall.
Answer me.
Great question.
Well,
good. And what do you think you'd rate Don't Look Now?
I will also give it a 4.5, although I do want to take some points off of the way that he died. Like, with all of the, like...
You didn't like the convulsing? I kind of liked it.
I was convulsing in my chair in case... I mean, no one can see, obviously.
I kind of liked that. I thought it felt real.
I guess I've never seen anyone attacked in the jugular, but I think that you're supposed to bleed out far faster than you could convulse.
Do you remember that movie we watched, Brothers Keeper? A documentary where they killed the pig?
Oh, I thought that was the one with the weird little body in the box.
What? Oh, Basket Case?
Yeah.
That could be a title.
Brothers Keeper.
An alternate title for Basket Case. No, I was just thinking, I think that pig convulsed, didn't it?
That didn't stick in my brain. I don't know.
Well, you know it's stuck in mine.
I know.
So those were our horror homeworks. Probably my 2 favorite of the movies. Well, I don't know. I love Peeping Tom. It'd be hard to say.
I liked him better than Peeping Tom.
Oh, I figured you would.
For damn sure.
We also watched The Vanishing, which is on the horror homework list, but I forgot to tell you to prepare for that. We watched it out of order because I wanted to watch one of the movies I bought on my Criterion Blu-ray. That was the one, I think it's Danish, the one where the guy's girlfriend goes missing at the gas station.
You know that the second we're done, those movies leave my brain.
Well, we don't have to talk about it.
Unless I actively take notes, they're gone. They're gone forever.
I feel the same way. That's why I started using Letterboxd years ago, because I would forget that I'd watched a movie.
Yeah.
So, listeners, I would love to hear your thoughts on either Don't Look Now or The Wicker Man. If you would like to share them with us, please do. I'm always happy to talk about some of my favorite movies. So for our next horror homework in the next episode, we're going to do Blackula for sure.
Probably.
Definitely. Which is playing currently on Prime. And we're also going to watch The Stepford Wives.
Oh, I've seen that one.
Oh, you have? The original?
Yeah.
The original, not the one with Nicole Kidman?
I don't know. I no longer know.
The Stepford Wives is on Tubi.
Tubi.
So that's been our horror homework section. Shall we start talking about The Rule of Jenny Penn?
Yeah.
Let's do so. This movie is rated R.
Arr.
It has a runtime of 1 hour and 44 minutes. It was directed by James Ashcroft. It was written by Eli Kent and James Ashcroft, based on a short story by Owen Marshall. The movie stars Geoffrey Rush and John Lithgow, basically. Those are the 2 big stars and the 2 biggest roles. There's also George Henare.
Was that the rugby player?
Yes. Those are the 3 people that have really anything
Any
to do
speaking
with
roles.
It premiered at Fantastic Fest September 19th, 2024. It was released in the US on March 7th of this year. On Rotten Tomatoes, it is 71% fresh with critics, 54% fresh with the audience.
Oh, that sucks. I loved it.
Currently, it is streaming on Shudder and AMC+. This movie is about an elderly judge, played by Geoffrey Rush, who has a stroke while on the bench presiding over a case, and he finds himself shipped off to a nursing home. And the nursing home is ruled kind of on the down low by a guy who's a resident there named Dave, played by John Lithgow, and his creepy puppet, Jenny, which is a baby doll with the bottom cut off of it with no eyes, so it's just a hollow head.
Yeah, but it's held on to his hand like a puppet.
Pretty much for the entire movie.
And he really, really loves to torture people by telling them to lick the doll's asshole, which is the top of his wrist, which I loved it so much.
Yeah.
It was so gross and creepy, and I loved it.
He's got a stranglehold on these people in this nursing home.
Yeah.
And the staff does not notice. They think he's just a harmless... Because he doesn't really do stuff out in front of the staff. He just seems like he barely talks in front of them. He just seems like a gentle old weirdo with this puppet.
Right.
So the staff...
Who also worked in the facility for a long time.
Right.
So he's like kind of just grandfathered in by the older staff, I assume. And then just as the staffing gets younger and younger, it's just like, oh, we've heard stories about this guy. He's harmless.
Right. And Geoffrey Rush, the judge character, is not a likable guy.
No.
I mean, you can tell that he feels... He's devastated by the loss of his agency. You know, his left side is pretty much paralyzed. And he's not taking it well. He's not happy to be there. He believes he should be at a nicer place, but he didn't make good money choices, so he doesn't have the funds.
Yeah. And also, it's one thing to, like, have been in the hospital and, you know, have your health declining and then go into an assisted living facility.
Right, but this happens in, like, the course of a minute.
Right. He was at work, and then he is at this place.
And that's how they show it, too, basically. They show him having a stroke, and then, bam, he wakes up at a nursing home.
Right.
And they do that kind of thing a lot in this movie because the character is having problems with his cognition.
Right.
And so there's a lot of that where time, you know, he'll nod off and he'll wake up and it's a different, you know, very much an old person thing to do, or somebody with a cognitive problem.
Right. But at first you don't know that he has a cognitive problem.
Right.
Yeah, I really loved the timing of this movie as well, because really all you get is just the day where they eat some slop, they do some sort of group activity, and they get tortured from this man, and then it starts all over again. And that could be like really, it could be hard with the timing, but I think it moved right along where you felt just trapped. It made me anxious the whole time.
They do a good job.
Of just like, okay, well, it's nighttime. Everyone's going to bed. We're going to get tortured. Here we go.
Yes. This movie made me very uncomfortable and very frustrated and made me feel helpless. Very similar to what the characters are feeling.
Yeah, and I think also that you're thinking of your potential, you know, aging, of just like, what's going to happen to me? Is this what elder care looks like?
Who's going to take care of me?
Like,
yeah. Well, especially for queer people who don't have kids.
Right.
You know, who's going to take care of us? Our cats?
Tommy would do a great job.
Tommy would.
But Barbie would eat our faces.
Immediately. Yeah.
Well.
The director said that this is about tyranny and the rise of a dictator in an unexpected place. What do you think about that?
Sure. Yeah.
I think that's pretty smart. You put people in a position where they have no agency, they have no rights, no one's listening to them.
No one believes them, even if they do bring it up.
Right. Yeah. this is one of those movies, man, where you're so frustrated for the main character because nobody believes them. They don't have any power. I was trying to think if there's like a term for that kind of movie, and I don't think that there is, but there should be.
Right.
Because those movies make me the most uncomfortable. They often take place in asylums or prisons.
Or schools.
Or schools, yeah.
Little kids, yeah.
I was thinking of like 12 Monkeys. That movie If that we watched with Malcolm McDowell. Was that Malcolm McDowell? Yeah. Unsane, that movie where the woman is involuntarily committed. Rosemary's Baby.
Right.
Don't nobody believe her. She tried so hard.
Right.
Even that movie The Watcher from a couple years ago, where the woman thinks that the man who lives across from her is a killer and nobody believes her, including her husband. Those movies are the ones that frustrate me the most of any kind of movie.
Yeah.
I've heard it called the Cassandra effect, because Cassandra was like that seer in ancient Greek who predicted horrible things happening and nobody believed her. But of course, she was right. So I've kind of heard it called that. But that subgenre of movies makes me so uncomfortable.
In a great way, though. I love it.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it does make me, it makes my skins grow. Also, just like, I know that we've talked about it a million times, the unreliable narrator. I love that as well. Like, I really thought that he came in and he was just like, he's a judge, so he knows how to argue. He came in and he's just like, no, nobody told me that I was going to be in a double room. I need this room changed now. And she's like, kind of just talking down to him and just being like, I promise you that they did tell you, but you believe him. You're like,
right.
Of course. Like, he knows what he's talking about. And it's not until he has that cognitive test where he's drawing the clock and it shows him, perfectly doing it. Like, they had asked him to draw a clock saying that it's like, 10 minutes to 11 or something like that.
Right.
And then they zoom out and he's got his numbers falling off of the page. And then you're just like, shit, I can't trust anything that he's saying.
Nope. No.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think they did that well. The
Me
way that they
too.
revealed that. And it was so upsetting,
Yeah,
It's so scary.
I trusted him 100%.
Well, yeah, he seems really capable, especially at the beginning when he's reading that guy down.
Right.
And reading the mother of the child down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they do a nice job with making his timeline scattered and showing us that even before it's
Blatantly revealed, yeah.
it's revealed that he doesn't have all of his cognitive abilities. I think they do a good job planting that seed so that when it is revealed, you're like, oh shit.
Because even the doll, Jenny's making fun of him of like, did you have a little blip? Oh, did you go away for a second? Mm-hmm. But yeah, you'll just find him sitting in a room alone after you saw him with a bunch of people like, oh, he fell asleep or he zoned out or
whatever.
Or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe there was no one in there with him to begin with. I don't know. Who knows what's going on?
Come here. Come here. Don't start barking. You have everything. Oh, you went and ate, didn't you? I heard you chomping.
I deserve
You can have it when we're done.
I deserve a toy.
Not only do movies like this where people aren't believed make me super uncomfortable, but stuff with bullying makes me super uncomfortable too. I hate it. It makes me so mad.
Is it your inner child, maybe?
Yes, I was bullied very badly when I was a child.
Oh, no.
But some of the scenes when he's bullying the other old people, most of them are really uncomfortable. Some of them are kind of funny. Like there's that scene where the people are dancing and then he busts in and he just like...
He's just stepping
is
on everyone's
hip-checking
feet.
and stepping on people and stuff.
You liked that.
I kind of liked that, yeah. Weirdly, this has nothing to do with the quality of the movie or anything like that, but weirdly, this is the second movie that we've watched this year with someone pouring their own urine on another person's crotch, which is such a weird thing to have two of.
Yeah.
It was this in Bring Her Back.
I liked it in Bring Her Back. I mean, I liked it in this one as well. I just can't believe that it happened again.
I know. What are the odds, man? Anyway, what did you think about the acting in this?
I thought it was great. I thought the acting was very good. I thought everyone was very believable of being, like, in diminished capacity and you know, having their own shticks. There was the Christmas lady who said that her family was just, you just got to get through the holiday season. You know, it'll be too much of a hassle to bring me along, but they'll be back as soon as Christmas is done. And like they let her go on and on about it until finally he snaps and he's like, it's early October. And then someone else says that she's been there for years. And it's just like, I don't know. It's all so sad.
It's very sad. It's very sad.
But they all do a very good job.
And it brings up a lot of stuff that is triggering to people. I mean, I don't think there's anything scarier than getting old.
Right.
Unfortunately, and losing your faculties. I think that's the scariest thing in the world.
Watching him try to grab that cup, and they just did it so many times.
Oh my God,
and it
with
was
the
just like
cackling
so
laughter in the background.
frustrating.
They did a nice job putting you in his state of mind.
Right.
I think that it's really cool to see two actors of this caliber in a movie like this.
Yeah.
I think that the way that Geoffrey Rush plays the scene where at the beginning where he has a stroke is great.
Yeah.
He did a great job with that, and I think John Lithgow is so scary. He is it's funny to me to think about him playing Dumbledore because I mostly remember him for the scary movies he's been in. And he usually plays a creepy bad guy, like on Dexter. And there was this movie, Raising Cain, that he was in. And he was really scary. But then again, he was also in Harry and the Hendersons as the dad. And he was in The World According to Garp, which is the first trans character I can think of. He played a trans woman who is, I mean, it's funny because he's a giant, but it was a good character. But I think it's
that
neat.
The rugby player was also a really good actor, too. Like, you believed that he was really scared of him.
Yes.
Like, you think that he's just being a bad roommate and, like, doesn't want to help. But no, he's horrified of him. Like,
He's an
goes out of
abuse
his
victim.
way to, like, find a hidey hole so that he doesn't get abused over the night. Like, poor thing.
And the reasoning for him not wanting to tell his children what was happening, because he didn't want them to, he didn't want to be diminished in their eyes and have them.
Right.
That was very sad.
His grandchildren, the way that she looks at him.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. This was Geoffrey Rush's first film in 5 years. I thought that was interesting. You don't expect people that have made, you know, I think he's an Oscar winner. It's interesting that he would come back and do this. But yeah, I think they did a nice job illustrating his dementia. I think that there were really nice and thoughtful shot compositions. The way things were kind of framed did a nice job of making him, getting us into the mental space of the character.
Right.
I liked the special effects, the way that they made the judge's character's face droopy. They had his eyelid drooping. I thought they did a really nice job with that. But for some reason, they make John Lithgow's character have blue contacts that look really weird and fake.
I didn't notice that. You said that, but I didn't notice it when we were watching it.
I don't like that. But I did like the puppet's eyes being hollow so that they could get so much mileage out of the lighting through that thing. That was great. And all the shots of him behind the curtain, the silhouette.
Yeah, I loved
popping
him.
her little, popping the little puppet in.
Little puppet show.
Yeah.
Get ready for creepy puppet show, where she's also going to grab your crotch.
Yeah, he also kind of sexually assaults the rugby player.
Absolutely he does. Not kind of. Absolutely he does.
I was making my food at that time, so I didn't totally see it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, with the puppet.
Yeah.
What a fucking creep.
And that's the first one that we see him say, lick her asshole.
Right. It was interesting to me, too. I don't know that they even needed to do this, because a bully's just a bully, but they have that moment where he kind of talks to the judge and explains that he had seen him years back. And do you remember that? He tells him that he was like working security or something. He had a second job, and he saw the judge at this function, and he was a speaker there, and he remembered being jealous of him because they were about the same age, and he was like, and what do I have? This guy's on the top of his game, and what am I? And so it shows you why he's become a bully, because he's finally gotten a modicum of some kind of power and he's using it to make people, to hurt people, to make himself feel better.
Great.
Just like a bully, isn't it?
In it.
It interestingly kind of has Whatever Happened to Baby Jane vibes about it. You know, with these people, one being particularly helpless.
Right.
And being preyed upon by someone else. And it kind of falls into the hagsploitation category of movies, like Baby Jane, like Straight Jacket, movies like that, or like X. You know, but those movies are always about women.
Right.
So it's kind of like a hagsploitation for men movie. Especially because they go to a lot of trouble to show these men as being diminished. They show both of them naked, right, and being bathed by other people.
Yeah.
And, you know, kind of linger over shots of their sagging old bodies. Which is hagsploitation if I've ever seen it. So it's interesting that this is a male hagsploitation movie.
They gotta take another thing away from us. God damn it. Fuck that patriarchy.
There are a couple things that I didn't totally like about this. I think there might have been some editing inconsistencies in it.
I wasn't sure if it was editing inconsistencies or more playing around with what time and what space am I in. Yeah.
Okay. It could be. I swear that he was wearing a sling before the judge knocks him on the arm.
And both of us noticed that he didn't have his robe, his hand through his robe, because I was wondering why he did that, and then they showed the exact same shot again later, and that was after his arm was in a cast and in a sling.
But I was thinking about that, and maybe he just couldn't get the hand with the puppet through the sleeve. I guess he could just put it on after.
No, that one was through the sleeve.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
That one was through the sleeve. The other one wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that, and it was weird.
I don't know if it was intentional or not intentional, but I think there is a case to be made that it was intentional.
That makes me feel better.
I'm not super mad about it.
Yeah, I don't think I would ding it. I would ding it a little bit for, what kind of fucking place is this in present day where there's no security cameras? Because there are a couple times, there's a moment where John Lithgow's character leads the Christmas lady outside, and she walks away and she dies. How are there no fucking cameras anywhere in this place?
Yeah, I understand the staff being, like, overrun and, you know, they've got to bathe everyone and do charts for everyone and do medications for everyone. And, like, yes, you can't keep an eye on everyone at all times. But, yeah, cameras would absolutely be there for saving their ass.
Right. Right. That bothered me a little bit. It is really unrelentingly bleak. It's not, it doesn't leave you with a good feeling at the end.
No.
It's pretty bleak. The abuse just goes on and on and on.
And the staff does not care.
No.
Literally, even when people die, they show no emotion towards it. Just another one that they're shipping off to the morgue.
Yeah. There's also kind of, I think they do a great job, like we said, of getting you into the headspace of the judge. But there are a couple moments towards the end of the movie where the perspective shifts from the judge to Dave.
Yeah.
And I don't super like that they did that. I think the movie works best when it's a subjective story told through his eyes. And for them to have changed that in a moment where it seemed like they only did it so that they could show the jump, them getting the jump on him.
Yeah.
Which to me is kind of cheating.
Yeah.
Also, there are two scenes at the end of the movie that feel climactic. And one of them happens, and then some other stuff happens, and another one happens. And I don't know exactly if that was the best way to do it, because I think it kind of messed up the momentum for the end of the movie. You know, there's the inhaler scene.
Should we get to spoilies so you can stop being so vague? This thing happened, and then something, and then this thing.
There's this moment with an inhaler, and
Yeah.
then there's this moment in the laundry room.
Right.
And both of them feel like an ending.
Right.
And it felt weird that they did them both.
Right.
And didn't, like, combine them, had time in between them. Those are kind of nitpicky things. I still really liked this.
I also don't know why his card got into Christmas Lady's pocket.
Right, I don't understand that either.
And he didn't really have a hard time getting it back. So why was that in there at all?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Okay.
Do you recommend The Rule of Jenny Penn?
Yes.
To whom would you
whomst?
recommend it?
Well, not a lot of people are asking for my recommendations out there in the world. I am not known to like a good movie, but I would say that if someone is looking for a very good, like, suspenseful, like, crawling out of your skin kind of movie without gore,
Right?
then this is the movie for them.
There's, like, no gore.
No. Just makes you feel real uncomfy.
Real uncomfortable. I don't think this would be something that, like, young people would like as much, probably. I think you might have to have a little bit of the fear of getting old in you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think a lot of people kind of like those institutional set horror movies, institutional set movies in general. I think if you like those generally, you'd probably like this.
Right.
If you liked One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, maybe, or the Shawshank Redemption, movies about people locked up trying to have some agency where they normally don't get it, I think you would like this. I think that it's not the kind of, like, unrelenting terror that if you're easily scared is gonna... It's not gonna give you nightmares, probably, but I think it's suspenseful and upsetting in the moment.
Yeah.
What do you think you'd rate it?
I think I'd give it a 4.
That's what I'm gonna give it.
Wow. We're syncing up.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, wow.
That's nice.
That's so nice.
That's so nice.
Oh, your Italian showing.
That's right. We can spoil it now.
Spoilies.
Let's get into some spoilers.
I don't know how he didn't die when all of his 97 inhalers were out of a butyrol or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that was a great and satisfying scene, and it delighted me.
I did like that every single one that he took out. Oh, got to that one too.
We
got
see-
to that one too.
We see the judge going into his room, and we're not really sure what he's doing in there. They show him kind of wheeling around and stuff, but not too much of what he's doing. So we know that he's done something, but we don't put it together until later. Then there's that horrible sequence where he tries to frame him for, like, sexually assaulting that old woman,
Yeah.
which was awful. And then he hits him, and he gets in trouble for that.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. But what ultimately happens? The judge collaborates with his old roommate, and they make a plan to lure him into the laundry room, where they just basically kill him. And it's not a flashy and fun and satisfying scene like the inhaler scene. It's more of, like, a messy and upsetting, and takes a long time, and
You could see that the judge is struggling.
struggling bad.
Struggling.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where I'm just like, oh, this one's not going to get it either. Like, he's not going to die again.
But they do it.
They made it.
And, I mean, in one way, I suppose he lives happily ever after, but in another way, he's still there.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever getting out of the assisted living facility.
Mm-mm.
Maybe he'll become the new bully. He does have a rude streak.
Very.
Hopefully not physically abusive, but probably verbally abusive. Let's be real.
That's what happens. I think the note they end on is just them, like, being in the common room together, right?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's won. He's done the best he could.
Who's he gonna shoot pudding at now?
Oh, I hated that scene where he just kept repeatedly kicking him in the shins.
Ugh.
That was so upsetting.
And one tear coming down. Poor guy. You really have to be careful about those low coffee tables. You need to stop running into those low coffee tables. Those give you bruises.
I would also commend this movie for having a cat in it and repeatedly showing it and not killing it.
Yeah.
Bravo, movie.
I totally missed. I know in the
Oh, that's
trailer,
what happens at the end of the movie. The cat comes and sits by him.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
He's next to die. I know in the trailer they mentioned that, but I missed it in the actual movie. I don't know what I was doing.
It's just a quick, somebody says it, like, don't get too attached to that one. He's predicted the last 3 people that died in here or something.
Yeah. And then you see everyone scooting away from him.
Poor kitty.
That kitty just wants love.
Yeah. Any other thoughts about The Rule of Jenny Penn?
Go see it.
At home.
On
Shudder.
On your couch.
Yeah. I liked it a lot. I thought it was very good.
Think about how the United States treats its elderly people and how we don't have multi-generational housings anymore.
That's right.
Oh well. We're all gonna die.
We just warehouse them.
Hopefully you saved up enough money to sustain a nice facility.
Yeah. No kidding. Jesus God. That's real life terror, ladies and gentlemen. That's the real life horror that awaits us all.
That's the real boogeyman.
Yep. Oh my. So that's what we think about The Rule of Jenny Penn. We both think you should see it. Low on gore, high on thrills. Really good acting by 2 veteran, great actors. Let us know what you think about this one, about The Wicker Man, about Don't Look Now. Talk movies with us. We love it. For our next one, you know, we never reviewed Barbarian for the podcast, even though that was a very popular movie that came out a few years ago on a lot of people's best of the decade lists, things like that. So we are making up for it by reviewing Weapons, the new movie by Zach Kreger, maker of Barbarian. That movie comes out August 8th, so...
Is it a squeakquel?
This weekend. It is not related. It has an interesting and fun kind of viral marketing program with a website, a fake website about missing children and stuff, and there's kind of, you know, a don't talk about what happens in this kind of thing. The same with Barbarian, you know, it had a weird twist you didn't see coming.
Spooky.
Yeah. And so far it's 100% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, hell yeah.
What do you make of the low, by the way, the low ratings for Rule of Jenny Penn? Why do you think it wasn't? Do you think it's just because people don't want to watch old people, or?
Yeah, I think it's probably just a bunch of younger people going to see it and being like, this isn't scary. There's no blood, guts, or gore.
Yeah, maybe so.
How dare you call this a horror movie?
What's more scary than not having any control over yourself?
I'm not
having
saying...
your body betray you.
We
and
both
your brain.
liked it.
Yeah.
Don't
Who are we
yell at
trying
me.
to convince?
We're fighting. Oh, God.
Oh, it's over. It's the beginning of the end.
Beginning of the end.
So yeah, Weapons in 2 weeks. We'll be talking about that. I think we're also going to see together the Dave Franco, Alison Brie movie, which is a body horror. I don't know if we'll review that for the show, but I would like to talk about it and see it. And in other news, I just read Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. It was his most recent book, and I'm happy to say I liked it a lot more than his last book, and that makes me very happy. Because his last one was real disappointing to me, The Pallbearers Club, and I was nervous that I wouldn't like, you know, the subsequent books he's put out. And
But he's back, baby.
yeah, I thought this one was creepy and in keeping in line with his other books. But it's got kind of an aspect of like a cursed film in it, which I am always interested in. And it's neat because it also has, it goes back and forth between present day someone, one of the actors in the movie talking about what it was like to film it, and then the screenplay of the movie. It'll have just like chapters that are pages of the screenplay, which is cool, and I enjoyed it. And what have you been reading?
Well, I also read a Paul Tremblay book, Disappearance at Devil's Rock.
Which is my favorite book by him.
Which is a very good book. I do also recommend it, but I liked
Head Full
of Ghosts better. But it was very good.
That one's about a
little
missing
boys.
kid.
Yeah. Little boys in the woods falling prey
to creepy adults.
And then I also have been reading, I just finished Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubik. I don't know if that's how you say it. But that was very good. Good enough that I read another one of hers, which I didn't like as much.
No.
So, what are you going to do?
It's the way it goes sometimes.
That's the way it goes. But, I mean, she's got 2 hits and 1 miss from me, so
Fair enough.
I'll keep going.
They're thrillers?
Yeah.
Twisty turnies?
Twisty turnies.
We like those.
Yeah, she's very good at doing like oh shit, I didn't see that coming. Like I know that the book was pointing towards something, but that wasn't the something that I thought that was gonna be. So, twisty turnies.
Kubica.
Kubika.
Kubica. Never heard of her.
It's also like 3 hours longer than a usual audiobook. So
Really?
I like that. Yeah.
That is nice.
It's usually like 11 to 12 hours.
That's nice. Maybe 2 days of work instead.
Yeah.
Very good. That's Boss wagging his tail on the floor.
Slap, slap.
Smack, smack, smack. He's showing his belly to us, so that means it's time to wrap up.
Yeah, it's time to pet Boss. Oh, look, Barbie's in on it too.
Just exposing bellies. Like wanton strumpets. If you haven't reviewed our program, please do so on your listening platform of choice.
We can't ask you again. Jesus.
We've been sitting at 89
Christ.
for so long. I just want 90.
Give us 90.
Come on. Please. 10 years, guys. Almost 11. Boss is upset. He's crying.
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
This is what you did.
Also, if you'd like, you can email us at thebloodlustpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, and Facebook. And you can check out our website, thebloodlust.net, because if you're a new listener, you might think we only have 100 episodes, but we have way more than that. There's only 100 available on, like, Apple Podcasts. But if you go on our website, all of them are available, including all of our TV recaps for things like American Horror Story and Twin Peaks.
Do a deep dive.
Yeah,
Get on
that's
it.
thebloodlust.net. So, listeners, we'd like to thank you for listening. Thank you, my love, for joining me and doing your horror homework.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everything, my life partner.
God, it's weird. I don't like it.
Yeah, great.
We will see you in 2 weeks. Until then, this has been episode 282. And I have been Amy.
And I'm Kay.
Thank you. Good night.
And hail Satan.
Praise his name.